fourth day. It's Web3 Stronger Together Virtual Summit. Today is dedicated to highlight our partners. It's a project pitch session all day long. I'm really excited to give the stage to our partners. I'm really excited when I see their commitment and bull or bear market, they don't care, they build. Hello, double click alias Simon, Elk Finance. Thanks again for joining and taking part in Web3 Stronger Together Virtual Summit. Welcome.
Thank you. Laurent, thank you for having me. Yeah, it's a pleasure to be here. Good morning to everybody, or good evening, or good night, wherever you may be joining us from. Yeah, really excited to be here and to talk to everybody about Elk Finance. So right from the top, I'll just give you some reference. You can find us at elk.finance is our website. And our DApp or our app is app.elk.finance. So if you're looking to do some further research, find our documents or anything about us, then that's sort of your point of reference. What is Elk Finance? What is it now, and what is it going to be? As Laurent mentioned, we are building incredibly hard. We've always built. We're an infrastructure project. And I think the best way to describe it is to talk about our core values. We are looking to interconnect the different blockchains, whether that be blockchains, whether that be EVM, whether that be non-EVM, whether they be subnets, supernets. But we're looking to connect everybody together to be able to move value. And we'll talk a little bit more about value, because obviously value, the first thing that jumps to mind is your tokens. But as we know, value can be specific to a person. So value could be information. Value could be artwork. There's lots of things to think about in terms of moving value. But our core aim at Elk Finance is to move your value safely and securely. So what does that mean for a user? What it means is that you can visit our DEX, which is app.elk.finance, and you can transfer funds currently between 21 supported networks. That is done via the ElkNet, and the process of going through that is you'd swap your tokens into Elk, and then Elk would travel across through the ElkNet, and then the Elk would arrive on your new network. So for instance, if you were going from Polygon to say BTTC, then that's the process you would go through. What is unique about Elk is our safety features. We have been going now for nearly over 2 years. We've never lost a single Elk token. We've not been compromised, and we take our security very, very seriously. Everything that has been built is custom code, and we are different in our approach to many bridges and transfer protocols. I think it'd be a little bit unfair to call Elk a bridge, because we are so much more than that. In fact, I sort of conceptually like to think about it that we sort of occupy the space in between chains. So we're almost like the midway point, almost like a teleporter in a way. So as the Elk token comes through the ElkNet, our security systems double check that the point at which the transfer is going to take place has been confirmed, and the chain comes back to tell us that we get a message to make sure that it's safe for the tokens to arrive at their destination. Because we only transfer the ELK token, there's no issues associated with traditional bridges, such as holding onto users' funds or double spend, or there being any other associated issues in terms of security. So from a user's perspective, you can always be sure that your transfer is going to take place, and you can always be sure that your value and your funds are going to arrive. Let me just quickly look at my notes here for a second. So also, that's pretty exciting for a user. You can use our bridge to transfer your funds, your value across multiple chains. But ELK is also building for the future, as I mentioned. So that's fantastic right now, is you can use ELK Finance to move values safely and securely across chain. But we're always looking to improve. In fact, we've already on our version 2, which has changed from a lock and release or a mint and burn method of bridging. And we're now onto a reservoir system to increase our security. And we've also put in a fund, if you like, a security fund that has a locked away amount of ELK in case of any sort of security issues. In terms of the future, we're always looking to integrate and build with other projects. So we've recently integrated with KyberSwap to deepen our liquidity, because as everybody knows, liquidity is king. And so when you're transferring value, you need liquidity to make the deals as user effective as possible. So we've working with KyberSwap to deepen our pools and therefore get a better value for our customers when moving liquidity. In the future, obviously, we're looking to be on every chain and any chain. And at the minute, we're on 21 EVM chains. Recently, we had great success in the Tron hackathon and integrated onto BTTC, which obviously allows us access into non-EVMs. But we're certainly, definitely targeting non-EVMs to be integrated fully as well. Now, that's from a user perspective. In terms of a VC or a project or a protocol, ELK has got those purposes, but other purposes as well. Because we represent the area in between the chains, we don't have to be in competition. We don't have to be assigned to any one project. So people can come and build with us or on top of our technology, and we don't have to be in competition with others. And in terms of building on top of us, we've got a few services that are very close to being released. One is Farm as a Service, or FaaS, where a project can come and create a farm on our decks, and they can customize how they would like that farm to operate in terms of the amount of tokens that they can release as rewards, whether they like to provide impermanent loss, and all the other features that you'd expect in terms of a farming contract. Talk about decentralization. Obviously, our ELKnet, our main aim is to become fully decentralized. We're not quite there yet, but we are working very hard towards that. And that is our dream in the future. And in fact, that ties back to another thing that our users can do, which is in the future, we are looking to have nodes. And so our users, our community, or in fact, our projects can have a node and help us secure and decentralize the ELK Finance network. The next project I'd like to talk about is BaaS, or bridge as a service. And this is where projects can leverage the Elk Finance technology and build their projects on top of the ElkNet. And this will allow any project to make their token the same as the Elk token. When I say the same as the Elk token, what I mean is their token will be able to move natively between any of the chains that Elk supports. So currently the Elk token isn't a wrapped token, isn't a different token on different chains. It is the same token on all the chains that Elk is currently residing. And so with Bridge as a Service, using our software development kit, our SDK, the project can build on top of our technology and make their token the same as the Elk token. So native across all chains that they would like to implement their token. Now that's pretty massively exciting if you're a new project or even an old project and you want your token to become cross-chain, then the amount of effort and technology needed to maintain and create your own cross-chain token is a humongous task. Whereas at Elk Finance, we can help you to build in a decentralized way to make that possible with our technology. This circles back to our users and our investors in that both farm as a service, bridge as a service, all require the Elk token either in terms of fees or in terms of value gathered from anybody building within our network also pulls back and uses the Elk token. Along with BaaS, bridge as a service, we also offer a custom service. So if you're in a position with a project that you don't want to go through the process of using our software development kit and creating and customizing your own cross-chain token, then we are working with a lot of projects to come up and build custom solutions for those projects. So if that's something that you would be interested in, then obviously please feel free to get in touch, because we can facilitate that service. On from or tying back together in the last couple of minutes, we've obviously got almost two sides of Elk. We've got the user side, who are using the Elk token to transfer value and securing our network with nodes, and also another feature to come, which is the cross-chain swaps, which instead of a user going through and manually selecting to swap their tokens to Elk, the interface will allow them to just do that directly. So choosing token A on chain X to token B on chain Y, and the actual swapping of the Elk is done done under the hood, so still utilizing the Elk token. So that will become much more user-friendly in the very close future. But also, as you can see, a massive amount of potential in terms of a business to business protocol in terms of our service of being able to provide farming contracts, and also in terms of being able to provide projects a cross-chain solution for their own token. I guess it just leaves me in the last minute to round up, which is to remind you guys that if you want to find out any more information about Elk, then please look up our website at elk.finance, or come and check out our DApp, which is app.elk.finance. Laurent, thank you very much for the opportunity to coming in, speaking with you guys. If you've got any questions, please. please ask.
Thanks a lot. It's a pleasure again uh, to hear your vision, the way you envision the future of our ecosystem. I share strongly, deeply your vision, multi-chain agnostic. And from the user side, I really do appreciate using ELK on a daily basis. This is not a financial advice, but I enjoy. Thanks a lot for being here and contributing to the Web3 Stronger Together initiative. See you soon and keep building,
Thank
guys.
you. Thank you very much. Thank you. Thank you for the opportunity.